What went wrong?
Time dilation, of course. Without that piece of knowledge, every equation was off. It's a miracle that rift didn't kill us all. After that, I was blacklisted. My visa revoked, my reputation ruined, my inventions destroyed.
Everything?
They said that if I so much as looked at another isotope, Monarch would throw me into asset management. That is until Hiroshi came to me. He wanted to know about my Titan phone.
Titan phone?
Suzuki device.
I told him that it had been seized by Monarch years ago. But Hiroshi set to work building a new one from scratch.
Chihiro, kanpai.
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 Well, I was going to top everybody off, but it seems like we're out.
There are more over there. See my work.
Hey, Kaiju fans and Podcastica listeners, welcome back to the show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Dimitri.
And this is going to be a spoiler-full podcast about Monarch Season 2, Episode 5, entitled Requiem. So keep in mind, this is going to be a spoiler-full podcast. Obviously, the episode's been out since, way back last Thursday. We're recording this on Monday, April 6th. So you had more than enough time. By the time you get this, you probably will have the new episode somewhere around your area and watching it at this point. Sorry about last week's episode. We tried to get it up as soon as we could, but, the holidays and everything coming around, it's very hard. But we're here right now, and we're discussing Monarch Season 2, Episode 5, entitled Requiem. So, that synopsis.
Shaw and Suzuki test a Titan phone designed to summon Godzilla, triggering an unforeseen event that puts Shaw in the path of his own past.
Yeah, which is so funny, too, because it's shadows or voices from his own past, which is his own voice. So we already said spoilerful, everybody. Yeah, not to give away the ending, but it leads up to with a lot of conversations of what was going on within the episode. A lot of resolution of where characters are now, how they are, who they are, Lee and Keiko on two different ends of the spectrum, being at ends and odds ends. We lost Hiroshi, and we start off with the episode of like a funeral, a Japanese funeral for Hiroshi. And not only do we see, we don't see Kate's parents or her mother and her stepfather. We only see Kentaro's because it's in Japan. We only see Kentaro's mom. We see Lee there, modern day Lee. We see everybody else associated with them. Kate, Kentaro's mother. Who else am I leaving out there? May is there too, I think.
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, she wasn't there. Okay. But it's kind of representation of the time of like, oh no, he's gone. Now, mind you, before we start recording, I had to bring it up to Dimitri. He's like, did we see that? What happened? It kind of glossed over really quick.
Yeah.
I was like, Hiroshi's just gone. Done.
I was expecting at least a airlift and then the funeral.
Yeah, or something more elaborate about who Hiroshi was. Because literally the first season was about finding Hiroshi. And now he's gone in a heartbeat. And Keiko's there too, by the way. Yeah. And then we get kind of a split amongst everybody within the group itself. Lee going amongst his way, he meets up with Suzuki, who he used to work with. Suzuki looking at him going, oh my God, you look so young. Because he was in Hollow Earth. Keiko wind up like getting together. Wait, Kate resolving grandmother, granddaughter getting together and resolving certain issues within this episode.
Yep.
We get May and Kentaro trying to connect in some way yet again. And
I think Kentaro, well, Jigen was like, I don't know if I'm get mixed signals, but I'll go for it.
yeah,
I'm like, dude,
he doesn't know. He's still a little bit naive in some way. I love Kentaro. He's very strong in certain parts of his personality and who he is, but I just think he doesn't get women.
no, yeah, she was reminiscing about their time together, but that's all there is. She's doing it in like a friend way.
She was trying to do it in a nice way, and then he just takes it the wrong way, and then she goes, oh, and he's like, forget this. And then it gets picked up by somebody else who is part of both Monarch and Apex at the same time.
That would be Isabella.
Yep.
I guess from the looks of it, Walter Simmons' younger daughter.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. I was not expecting him to have a second daughter.
Well, you never know this day and age. But then again, nobody realized Hiroshi had 2 different children, so.
True. But I will say that Kentaro is definitely taking his father's death hard and is just snapping, specifically towards Kate.
Yes.
I feel do feel like so bad for like both of them, but more so Kate, just how much Kentaro is lashing out at her because he after the surprise kiss, Kentaro's like, yeah, I know I'm the wrong Ronde. And then a few sites later says about Kate not caring about May. It's like that is
it's like, oh, you're more interested in my sister, I think. You got the wrong person or something like that, he says at one point. Getting jealous of his own half sister. Like, it's like okay.
It's like you. If I remember correctly from season 1, he at one point just sort of like ghosted her. Obviously, I'm hoping for most people, he gets ghosted. There would be little to no leftover feelings.
Exactly. It's a weird scenario and real. I don't know if they wrote this character properly or they realize it's like, oh, okay, they're Xennials. Yeah, I guess they were born in 2000 and then they're just growing up now.
Honestly, I think it would have been better if he did that out of like pain, the pain and wanted to be comforted in like any way. That would be more believable. Other than oh, I forgot you like the other Randy. Well, it's not like she really cared about you anyways. It's like, dang, dude, stop being savage. And that is the wrong type of savage, my man.
I think honestly, it's like they just don't understand writing and growing in this day and age. Honestly, I'm a Generation Xer, so my feeling is it's like I look at it and I laugh at it, but it's very hard because kids today aren't grown up with the backlashes of learning as you go, roll with the punches. Yeah. And people tell me, it's like, oh, you can't say that, or you can't do that. I'm like, all right, well, wow, that's kind of soft. Yeah, but I've grown up that way where it's like, you get smacked over the head. Oh, wow, she belittled you? Oh, no. Oh, she slept with your brothers, sisters, brothers, cousins, blah, blah, blah. All this weird stuff. Then you're dealing with the turmoil. And then like a year later, you're like, whatever, what the hell? Yeah, and then you see her and you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it like some stuff, like walking to school in like 6 feet of snow. yeah, probably shouldn't let you get let your kids experience that something you had to go through because
Yeah.
that's what we want to do, make their world a better place so they don't have to experience
They
the
don't
same
have to
thing.
experience it, and then it
Yeah.
was like it makes them poofy, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, it depends on what topic, for lack of a better word, like with the snow example. You
Yeah.
know, more about like safety and all that.
Yeah, you don't
Now,
want them to have
with, like,
frostbite.
yeah, and with now with other things, they should um have the feeling of like fail at that one thing to learn to be pick themselves up, take time if they need to, and then get straight on back on the well,
And
and
move
then
along.
eventually get
Yeah.
on the hearse of life, and then go.
Yeah, yeah. It's I think because he came from a broken home.
Yeah.
That's literally where it comes from.
Mhm.
Whereas with Kate, she kind of took care of herself, and her being, well, kind of on the gay perspective, she's learned to accept certain
Yeah.
things. And so it's like one of those, it's like, well, she's tougher. Well, you know what? It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I think her being a school teacher helped her.
Well, girls always are tougher than boys. I hate
Yeah.
saying it. As you look at it in life, women are tougher when it comes to emotional and dealing with garbage that men throw out them
Yeah,
in this
true.
life. But the thing is, it's like he's as they would call me at times, a mama's boy. And I'll say it flat out. Yeah, people have told me that over years. You're a mama's boy. Okay, all right.
Like,
But the thing
I
is,
love my mama. Yeah,
yeah, I know, right? But the
your
thing
point?
is, the thing is that yeah, with they entitled guys like that as being too soft.
Mm.
And the thing is that I have, trust me, gone through points where I've had people threatening my life, things of that
Yeah.
nature that I've never told my family, my parents, or anything. I've had issues where I've had like life-threatening moments, and I've stood up to the point where it's like people are like, how could you do that? I was like, I just did. And you know what? It's like, all right, who's the crazier person? I am. I'm Jack Nicholson. So whatever. And I just play that off. But the thing is that it's a learning experience of standing up for yourself and being who you are. And I kind of felt like Kentaro was kind of brushing off May a little bit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He needed that friend, and he
Yeah.
needed her, and they do need her in the group.
Yeah, and I think he likes to be act like he's like the mature one out of the three and whatnot, but this shows that
He's a drama
letting-
queen.
It shows that he's letting his father's death and
He's trying to show some richness in his father's death, I think, what it is. And on top of that, Kate has really just kind of moved forward for the fact that it's like, yeah, dad's really dead now. It's not like, oh, we were searching for him thinking that he was alive and he just disappeared, but now he truly is. And we had to put him in the ground. Uncle Lee is there and dealing with Grandma Keiko. And yeah, I have to use that term, Grandma Keiko, because she is grandma, everybody, even though she looks the same age as they do.
Yeah.
And she's a doctor.
Yep. And God, I was hoping Cage would be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, after Kentaro said, oh, about going up close to X, and she's like, oh, it's like I couldn't control myself, and then I couldn't move away because I was feeling its pain. She never says that to anyone yet.
No, she doesn't.
It's like, why? Just tell them. Tell Lee. Man, maybe he'll like pause before going off to the mountain with Suzuki, and he'd be like, "You felt X's pain? Oh,
You felt a connection to a Titan? What is going on here? Yeah,
like,
I know. Yeah, it's like the things that are lit. It's like this is talk about a dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
And a dysfunctional show. And that's us. They're as dysfunctional as the monsters in this monster verse. Okay, I just said that, everybody. But the thing is that that's what keys us and includes us in to see where they move on to.
Yep.
So we get Lee on reconnecting with Suzuki.
Yep.
Reintroducing to Keiko, and he go, "Oh my God, Keiko, you look exactly like you did." Blah blah blah. And Lee, you look younger than you should be. And oh my God, I'm such an old man. It's like, okay. And then Lee and Suzuki go on their own little scientific venture of trying to figure out how to bring back Godzilla.
And then Keiko and Kate stay behind on the pier to see if they can figure out Kate's connection with
Titan X.
Yes. Because even from 1,000 miles away from her location, Kate, the reports still indicate that the signal is moving to Kate through the water.
Yeah. Yeah, she's able to make communication, her feet in there, and it's like, it's not a sensual thing, everybody. She's just dipping her feet and her toes in the water and jumping in at a certain point. And Keiko, and it's old school technology if you look at it. It's a lot of cassettes and everything else. She's able to pick up the signal patterns with what seem to be like almost sonar based.
Yeah.
If you think about it. So she knows that there's like a connection between Kate and Titan X, an emotional, something cosmic in a certain sense of drawing Titan X to her.
Yeah, and when Keiko was playing the sounds back, Kate immediately went, "Oh, do you hear that? That sounds like
fear.
Fear. That sounds like I forgot what the words, but despair."
I have it here.
It's lost.
Yeah. It's kind of like with the if you think of the scarabs that come to it at all times, it's drawing it closer as like family. And that's what Titan X has it. I have it here written in my notes. Keiko and Kate's experiment with their connection with Titan X at the water, granddaughter and grandmother working together. Typical of what I said last week. We always reference the Toho stuff. Miki Saigusa, as we always talk about, and her feelings again with her connection with Godzilla or any of the kaiju back in the 90s. But in this case, it's centered more around Kate Randa at this point, which makes sense. It makes me think, oh my God, are we going to get something else out there? And it's her amplifying her feelings with Titan X. It works with Keiko and read all the input and Kate's connection to Titan X. Kate feels something more. Kate hears panic and fear is what it is, what she states. And she feels that it's lost, meaning that it's off its map in its course, Dimitri, like what we were talking about last week, because they were following Billy Randa's map. And I think Titan X is off its map at this point within where it's supposed to go in its migratory path. So it doesn't know the modern day. you have to realize things change above the world in comparison to Hollow Earth. The sea level and everything, with tectonic plates, Pangea, and everything else that's going on, where the islands were constantly in a moving state of flux, the Earth. So it's like it's probably off its axis at this point and doesn't know where it has to go. So it's crying out, going, where am I supposed to go? Because it has a migratory path, like any animal, like a whale or dolphin, sharks, even sharks, go figure, right? Or even like deep sea creatures that are out there that we haven't even tapped or explore. But yeah, there is so many things that are like so many possibilities regarding these animals, and that's what they are. They are animals. They are. I think of Titan X as more of like a deep Hollow Earth animal that doesn't know what it's doing. It's not not like what we got out of Ghidra.
Yeah.
Or Rodan. Mm-hmm. Or Mothra at a certain point. They're not saviors of this world. They're not key players or destruction animals that are set forth on this planet within the Titans. I think Titan X is just another animal.
Yep.
And it's just huge. And now Lee and Suzuki are like, hey, let's destroy it. Let's get Godzilla up here to destroy this huge thing.
What can go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong? But we do get a weird flashback dream sequence with Kentaro.
Yep.
And I thought that was pretty cool because it's literally Ken and Mei in Japan, and they're walking, they're talking, and then they get the G alert. And it's like, what is going on? You hear the sirens, you hear everything. And it's Godzilla, and you see him, and you're like, wait, because you think right away, oh, it's Titan X.
Yeah.
No, it's Godzilla. But Kate comes right up to them and saying, no, Godzilla's here to save us and help us, which is like, okay, which is a little different in comparison to how Kate references Titan X and fear and everything else in the real world. So this could be Ken's idea of what he feels, that kind of an influence of Uncle Lee Shaw of like, hey, yeah, Godzilla's here. Where he's being influenced by Lee Shaw. And he's like, it's like, we need Godzilla to fight this battle for us and get us going. So we get that one moment, which is pretty cool. It was the only time that we did get a little bit of a Godzilla. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and personally, I'll say if it's done good, I like characters like Dream Secrets of like Titans and Kaiju, because you had like, I think her name was Ayane from the Gamma trilogy, and her dream of that day when Gyaos and Gamma fought.
Yes.
And all she remembered from the day was Gamma pushing through her apartment building where her cat and her parents were, and not remembering that there was Gyaos beyond that building, that Gamma is heading over to fight, and she only remembers Gamma destroyed my apartment building and my family because he was malicious.
Yes.
And then I think that was the same type of thing with when Godzilla went through the Golden Gate Bridge in Kate's dream / flashbacks.
Or her memory too, because that's all she remembers is the horrific memory of those kids, her lover at that time dying on the bridge, the whole Golden Gate Bridge being severed in half, And
Yeah,
then
and-
that was her connection to Godzilla at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was very different from what happened in the 2014 film, and it was probably like creative retcon or whatnot. But I like to see that Kate's mind manipulated that scene to make it seem like Godzilla willingly went through the Golden Gate Bridge
It was more
without
malevolent.
being
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's personally what I believe happened in those flashbacks with her. Probably not, but I can dream.
Well, it's trauma. Honestly,
Yep.
it's still continuous trauma because it is a human trauma at that point, and it's something that people don't understand, and you don't know that unless you're that person.
Yeah.
But we can only reference it based upon what we know within the show, and from what we know from both the first season of Monarch, even all the way from the original 2014 version of the film and how it's perceived by people. If you remember Jake Gyllenhaal as he's watching all the Mutos crushing down as he was on the train dealing with people, and the train being, the train tracks being collapsed in San Francisco at that time. And then him having to be taken at that point and then flying down with the rest of them over Godzilla at a certain point.
Oh, you're talking about Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I said Jake Gyllenhaal. Why did I say Jake Gyllenhaal?
I have no clue.
I don't know idea either. I don't. What movie was I watching? I don't know. Maybe it was that PS2 movie that they made of, like, the Egyptian god or something. I don't know.
Or in all, honestly, if I remember correctly, they were both in one of the MCU movies.
They both were at one point. They were both the Flash at one point. So not the Flash. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Quicksilver. Okay, there you go.
I think Gyllenhaal was in Spider-Man Far From. No, wait.
No. He played Quicksilver too. Aaron Taylor Johnson and both Jake and Gyllenhaal both played Quicksilver.
It's been a long time since the last seen those films, so
or Kick-Ass. They were both in Kick-Ass at one point too, so it's okay. Maybe I just like Jake Gyllenhaal. Who knows? I'm sorry, listeners. You're probably like, Mark's rambling. I don't know what's going on, but I got him confused. Regardless, I met Aaron Taylor Johnson. Anyhow, he had the same issue where he was like dealing with getting to his family, the loss of his father, loss of his mother, all these things because of history. Same thing with Kate. Same thing with, what always happens in a Godzilla film. We got that within Godzilla Minus Zero. We're gonna get more of that come Godzilla Minus One, and then we're gonna get more with Minus Zero. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, that's going to be an ongoing thing for a lot of people.
Yeah, and everybody's gonna be like, "Well, why is it going -1 to -0? What's after that? -0?
It's
-1."
It's even harder because I remember the fans called when -1
came out.
What was in production and whatnot, and we didn't really know the actual title of it.
Yeah.
Everyone called it like, oh, Godzilla 0 or Godzilla -0.
Yeah, and we were like, what?
And then
just call it
-1.
Godzilla. They didn't want to. I think at that point they didn't want to call it Godzilla again. So they had to put something there ahead of it. So it's like, all right, well, we'll say it's -0, -1, and then we'll go to -0. Then we'll go to Godzilla 1. And then we'll do Godzilla 2.
No, it should be +1, +2.
Wow, who knows what they'll do. This is Toho. That's their realm. We're not going to stomp on it. Yet. Yeah, exactly. We'll talk about that later. though as close to the original Toho films that we got in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and the 80s and 90s, and early 2000s. We love them just the same and with a modern panache to it. But with this, we're concentrating on the show and the stories that involved with Monarch in season 2. But with this one, it's the ongoing drama that we get, and we talked about this last bunch of episodes, saying that the people are the key characters. Lee and Keiko don't see eye to eye about Godzilla. She goes, "Why do you want to unleash Godzilla? You're not the man I once knew." And then she wants to approach it in a different way to deal with Titan X, like the old Monarch way, where he's like, "I'm more the militaresque way, fight fire with fire. I'm going to get Godzilla to kill Titan X." And whereas Kate is still attached to Titan X, and Keiko is understanding of that and trying to draw him out and try to fix what the situation is, draw him more towards Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a huge fight, everybody. Trust me. There's going to be a huge fight between two Titans by the end of the season. So where you kept complaining that we didn't get to see too many Titans this season, and we did not, honestly. Yeah. I agree.
I hope that that we see like Godzilla being like an actual quote unquote monster king, and not like how he is in Godzilla Kong the New Empire, where he just sees X, realizes what's going on, and metaphorically and literally kicks her in the right direction.
Yeah, well, oddly enough, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends on a high note where both Titans move on to somewhere. I don't think Godzilla would kill the Titan.
Yeah, I mean, Kong will try.
Yes. Yeah. Because we saw how he reacted in the first episode.
Yeah. I like to think that was kind of like a red herring where we think, oh, Kong's going after this Titan because it's a very dangerous enemy and whatnot.
Yeah.
In reality, she's a docile Titan who just wants to go on a route and then go back home.
I think Titan X, like I stated before, it's being more very much like any other animal. Yeah. It's reacting based upon its environment and its regular cycle. And it's going through its own cycle of how it evolves or moves around an environment. So we didn't know those patterns beforehand. All we knew was the island, and all we saw was Lee, Keiko, and Billy infiltrating, and they treated it like a god.
Yeah.
And they were going to be, sacrificed to this god at one point too. Yeah. And now it's just like, oh, okay. And Lee still sees it as like a villainous monster. A Titan that's destructive. And then he sees Godzilla as a way of a means of a Titan of protection to protect Earth of this particular creature. But you awoke it from Hollow Earth where it was trapped for a long time. It wasn't in Chile.
Yeah, it was just waiting to for it to be time to just get come out, back. Stretch, go through the portal, do rounds, and then come back through. Correct. And then sleep for another
century or whatever.
Years?
Yeah,
either 15 or like 25. I forgot which. Yeah. But however many year intervals.
It's the Jeeper Creepers kind of attitude. Yeah. The movie Jeepers Creepers. Everybody comes out every 27 years. It's going to be the same thing with Titan X too. Not to bring up an old really weird horror movie. But But yeah, that's the way I kind of equate how Titan X is. It has its moments, almost like a locust. Think about it. Every 7 years, locusts come back.
Yep.
Is it 7 years or 17 years? I forget. But it's a good question. You guys correct me. You let me know. Yell at me. I like it when people yell at me. But the thing is that it reminds me of that migration period of these animals. And I think that's what's going on. And Lee is jumping the gun and being the typical militaristic person that he is and has always been. It's like fight fire with fire. Whereas Kate's taking some more scientific approach and dealing with it with Kate, who is her granddaughter, and seeing that connection and trying to make it right for the creature and for humanity in itself, and not creating or exacerbating anything.
Yeah.
Whereas with Kentaro, he's still dealing with his own issues and mentality. He'll come back to the fold, I think, and he'll come back to May at a certain point, or he'll lead with somebody else. We don't know. Ken's got his moments. He had that moment with his own father. And we saw that in this episode too, in the very beginning, where they did connect and Ken was drawing things of Kong. And we had a vision, we had a moment where Kong shows up. So it's not like we didn't see any Titans in this episode. We did. It's just like moments, certain moments and key moments and their own natural habitat, as it were. But it's a lot of what is growing and a lot of the characters growing within themselves within each episode. I know I'm sounding redundant, but the thing is that if you look at Lee, he's still continuing to move forward and he's very convicted with his thoughts on what he needs to do with Suzuki and is executing that. Same thing with Kate and Keiko. Keiko believing into Kate. And we get that throughout the episode. And we see Lee's development and his upbringing, too, from his own father.
Yeah.
Because his father was trying to get him sent to Saigon for in Vietnam.
Yep.
At one point. And he wanted to have his own mark and whatever he wanted to do in life. And he didn't want his father involved, and his father was a military man. We found out it's Lee Shaw the second, so apparently it's Lee Shaw the third. So yeah, and there's so many little things and nuanced things in here. Dimitri and I were talking before we started recording, and I brought up the whole Miki Sagusa thing, a comparison to Kate Randa, and then we talked about, of all things, the little girl played by Kaylee Hott. What's her name? Kaylee Hoddle.
I think.
Yeah, no, Hoddle. Her name is Kaylee Hoddle, who played Gia, and she was the last Iwi native from Skull Island,
Yes.
as we all know. And she had her own way of communicating with Kong, though, even though it was with sign language, but there was always that thing that was always communicative. So I love the little subtlety between, we got Kate Randa, who could actually feel and understand and reach out to Titan X, whereas Gia is able to talk and communicate with Kong. And then there was something from the 60s that I truly love that we don't get that much, but we'll play it and you guys could have a little fun. If we get copyright flagged, who cares? But we're having fun with this. So those are the twins from the original Mothra from 1961. And they had a link, obviously, through Infant Island with Mothra. And over the years, it's kind of expanded through the 90s into the 2000s. Dimitri, you were bringing something up as we were talking earlier, how they brought that into. So you want to elaborate about that?
So what we do get something similar, but obviously more subtle.
Mhm.
Um, where there are also twins in the Monsterverse, Ling and Chen. It's not blinted as with fairy twins. It's more of like the nod to their Shobijins in 2001's Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah Giant Monsters All Out Attack, where Mothra is flying over the city and you see uh, tw- twins looking up, watching her with I believe small smiles on their faces. So it's kind of like that, but more. Uh, but it was more like when Mark and Chen was talking to Argo after Ghidorah regrew his head.
Yeah.
She showed him that she was third generation monarch, and her family worked on an island called Infant Island.
Mhm.
And Ling was there with Mothra as she broke out of her cocoon, and then Chen looked like she's in a trance with her eyes closed, and then when she opens them, Mothra is like instantly coming through the clouds to wrap up Ghidorah's heads in Boston.
Hmm.
So, I say I did that dirty, and it helps that he chose to for the same actress to play both twins.
Yeah, it makes more sense that way.
Yeah, and then going back to the old films,
Mm-hmm.
I also brought up Asagi and Gamera from the 90s Gamera trilogy because
Yes.
last week's episode, well, episode 5, definitely brought to mind those two connections because when Axe got hurt, she was also getting hurt.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever the kaiju felt, she felt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah, that was in the 60s or the 90s. I forget which one.
90s.
90s. Okay. I thought they had done that in the 60s as well for some odd reason. I don't know
No.
why.
I mean, the only thing they did in the 60s is just get appears. He
Hmm.
loves all children.
Yeah, that was
That's
the whole
it.
thing. But by the way, he burns down everything else in his way. All right. I look. No, it's not like I don't like Gamera. Everybody, I do. It's like who doesn't like the biggest teenage mutant ninja turtle known to man? It's like a giant one, and he could fly with fire coming out of all four holes of his arms and legs, and go
Yep.
and create like a whole thing. Yeah, that was the coolest thing about that with the original series and how they were
Yeah.
able to make a turtle fly. I thought that was amazing. Um, and it's so weird how the kids could get trapped inside of the shell, and yeah, there was like a whole bunch of things. The '60s were trippy, man,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah,
And I had
but
them all
you have them
on
all.
Blu-ray.
Well, you can always watch them on Pluto TV or
Yeah.
Tubi. Everybody, they do have channels. By the way, they're not dubbed; they are subtitled. So have fun
Hey,
with that.
Warren.
If you don't like reading, please don't do so. If you want to get the dubbed versions, they are available on iTunes, and you can buy them accordingly. Same thing with Godzilla minus one. A lot of people don't realize that they put out both versions, minus one in subtitled and dubbed.
Yeah.
So there are it's vastly different when it comes to the translation within the script as you watch them. But I have both, and that's just who I am. But you have to admire both of them, and sometimes I'll be lazy and I'll leave the dubbed version on in the background.
Yep.
But yeah, with this particular episode, it was eye-opening based upon Lee's history with his father, where he left off, how he felt after Billy and Keiko got settled into Monarch, and then he moved to a different division. And he was there, and it was his way of saying goodbye to Keiko at that time, and then moving on with a different version. But he was still at odds with his own father of what his, you know, his career.
And then it's like, screw you, Dad! And then ran straight back to Keiko and Billy.
Well, literally, he went back to Monarch to some degree as a military advisory format. He wasn't directly involved with them, if you think about it. He wasn't constantly there as a supervisor like he was before. He wasn't always there as the third. Yeah. You know, I'd saying it the third person on the date.
But no, though we do know when he comes back, because sadly, Keiko shows him a peculiar map, and then says, was it Kazakhstan?
I don't remember. Kazakhstan, you're saying?
I think it was the place where they went. I think it was like in Russia or somewhere around there.
Oh, where she lost herself, where she fell into the Hollow Earth. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, literally the first episode of Monarch season 1 ever. Everybody, think about it. Go back, refresh your memories, have fun. It's when we first lose Keiko into the Hollow Earth, and then she comes back miraculously at the end of season. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
But that was about it. That's all I had to bring up when it came within the episode itself. I thought I just loved the fact that we had Puckett being an issue within the episode itself. There was talk of Axis Monday. The time dilation between our time and Axis Monday, and that's what really is something that Suzuki talks to Lee about, of when Godzilla would come. So it's kind of like, when you send this signal out, when does he get it? Will it be back in time, or forward in time, or present? And that's where it has been. Lee actually states that he's been sober for years too, so he quit drinking. They had that conversation. There's a lot of things that come up within this episode. Suzuki and him have like a bond of like trying to get things done and work with these monsters to control the monsters, whereas Keiko wants to explore and observe, very much like how Billy always was.
Yep.
So they're the two different, the yin and yang of one another. Yeah. If you think about Lee and Keiko, not to show some sort of Asian, like wording or visual about it, but it is true. They are two different, they're complete opposites of one another, but they do attract, and they work together, and they work together well. But the same way that Lee actually works well with Kentaro and Kate and May and all the rest of them. And what do we want in the end of this particular season? We want to see the group back together again. So eventually that is where we're going to focus more towards when, we get these new episodes coming out, because right now we're at episode 6. We only have 4 more episodes, everybody. So join us with this journey with us if you can. We just love talking about this stuff. With that, the only thing I have left in my notes, or anything that I have to think of, is quotes. Do you have any quotes, Dimitri?
Not off the top of my head.
All right. I have one that came from Lee Shaw, the second to the Lee Shaw that we know. And this is in the morning as they're talking. He goes, "Son, if you don't have any flapjacks, I'll court martial you."
Yeah.
And that's when they had their meeting in 1958, the day after Lee moved in after leaving Monarch at that point. So basically it's like, "Oh, hi Dad. How you doing?"
Yeah.
I have one last one, and it's Shaw and Suzuki at the same time. "We're not opening the rift. We're just testing its capabilities." And that was simultaneously as they say it to Kate and Keiko when they challenge the idea of bringing Godzilla to attack Titan X.
Oh, yeah.
And they said it at the same exact time. And I was just like,
I
oh
know.
my God. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
But we had a lot of flip flop and stuff with memory and everything else, flashbacks. So keep that in mind, everybody. Go back, rewatch, and have fun with that.
Yeah.
But with that's all I have from my end. Dimitri, do you have anything else?
No, I think we hit pretty much every point.
All right, there we go. We don't have any other kaiju news or anything I'd like to
Actually-
bring up. What do you have?
So next week, I believe, is a Cinema Con.
Ooh.
And there, it is to be featured the first look at Godzilla Minus Zero with Yamazaki over there.
Ooh. Okay, where is that being held though? Is it in Japan?
No, it's
It's CinemaCon, so it's probably out in Los Angeles.
I'm looking at the Godzilla website, English website. It says annual convention for the global motion picture theater industry has announced that G-Kids will present a first look of the upcoming film Godzilla Minus Zero during the event studio presentation on April 14th. Try 6th. The presentation will take place on the main stage at the Coliseum at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
Ooh. Actually, is G-Con in Las Vegas this year? Because they do have out west, I know, and then they do have it in Japan.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. A lot of my friends usually go to G-Con. Usually it's always in the super west coast or right in the dead middle of Japan at times.
Imagine if that was the con that they would show the footage in, but no, sadly it's just regular old CinemaCon.
It's regular old CinemaCon, yeah. I remember I got glimpses and everything of Godzilla 98 when I went to G-Con in New York City back in the day. Yeah. And that's when we had Haru Nakajima and Kenpachiro Satsuma only as suit actors.
Yep.
At that time, it was long before the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so strange because they did that at Fangoria convention as well, and Godzilla convention, and there was another one in the New Yorker hotel that I'm forgetting what it was called. But yeah, those were the days. Yeah, we don't have anything mid on the West Coast or the East Coast of the United States that could singularly bring G fans together. And then you always have Japan's convention for G-Con.
Yeah, I mean they're trying. I know there is other than G-Fest. I know that there's Almost as Attack in Chicago, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is a new one that's on their 3rd or 4th year, I want to say, which is called Kaiju Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Brooklyn, New York?
It's more, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, actually.
wow.
It's
probably more smaller based.
It is. I think so far it's only been like a 1-day con event.
Usually that's what happens with these, and then it just erupts and moves and motivates into more. I've noticed Godzilla conventions have, you still get G-Fan magazine, everybody. It's still out there. You could be a G-Fan subscriber to the magazine. That's still a huge thing. If you don't know what that's all about, it's an American-based fanzine that you could get. I think it's about $11 or $12 a month, but or bi-monthly, so every other month. But you could still get it. It's you got your, I think they're still black and white, but some color inserts inside of it. Gives you up-to-date notifications of what's going on with Legendary, Toho, all the stuff that's going on with certain actors within the Toho industry, Legendary, where they're going at with storylines, interviews, things of that nature. You could follow that. All you have to do is look for G-Fan online. Just go search and Google G-Fan, and you'll find it. And you could subscribe to it. You could easily get a subscription, have it sent to you directly. If not, you could find it at your local comic book shop. A lot of them carry it now still. Every once in a while, when I'll pop into Cave Comics in Newtown, Connecticut, I'll do that, and I'll just pick up one on a various occasion that I show up, and I'll be like, I haven't got one of these in a while.
I know there's a new fan magazine called, like, I think it was like Kaiju Ramen.
Yes.
I would love to get that. It's like, even the older issues up probably a little bit, priced a little bit higher than
usually
which said
if you look at comparison to G-Fan, they're probably still a hell of a lot higher. They're almost, it's like in the $20 the higher range to get one issue. I know that.
Yeah, though I will say it does have the benefit of being a part of the G-Fest, so I don't really blame them.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I honestly would love to make my own little
fanzine.
That or kaiju tokusatsu sci-fi little con in my city.
Well, you gotta start elaborating and getting more people involved for that, pal.
The main thing with me is all the logistics and whatnot. It's so daunting. I'm like, oh, I have this cool idea.
Yeah.
How does anyone do this?
I know that, right?
And it's like, because the closest like big con, slightly big con, like Comic Con, is that would have like any celebrities that I like over there.
Yeah,
was 2 hours away, and I only went there for one person, which a little bit off topic, but it was the Silver Ranger from Power Rangers Wild Force.
Well, all right. Well, to talk about Power Rangers, they're putting out what's his name? The Green Ranger, the White Ranger.
Jason David Frank.
Jason David Frank's last movie is coming out next year. Yeah. So that's something that's pretty cool. That's going to be coming out soon. I always look forward to the idea of that really weird, not to go off topic, everybody from Godzilla or Monarch or anything, but they did come up with something years ago, well over 10 years ago. I had Katie Sackhoff and a whole bunch of other people on there. And it was an almost R-rated version of what Power Rangers was.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the best trailer known to man at that point. We were like, when is this coming out? It's like they should be putting money into that. Not what we got years ago with the Power Rangers movie. And the costumes were too modernized. They were a little bit too crazy.
I think they were trying to lean more into the 95 film with the more armored look to the Ranger suits.
Yeah,
and made it look more alien.
Yeah, and it did look a lot alien too. But I like the idea of war and everything else, and it's kind of like it's like Power Rangers meets Starship Troopers. That's what gave me. I'm like, I love horror. I like sci-fi action.
Actually, speaking of Starship Troopers, at the convention in my town,
Uh-oh.
uh, uh, Rico's actor is gonna be there.
Oh, wow.
So I'm
Cool.
like, should I? Should I not? It would be all. Yeah, I told my friends. Oh, but I mean, it's only one person, so I don't know if I'm going to go. I paused, like, wait, I did that, and I went 2 hours for that. What am I saying?
I've done the same thing. And actually, for those of you who are convention fans like I am, I've been going since '93. The prices of conventions and getting your photo op, an autograph from a celebrity that you do love, and everything else, they've gone up.
Oh
A-
yeah,
And I remember when I last saw Linda Hamilton from the Terminator. I got a picture with her and a selfie with my own phone, my own camera or phone, as it were, back in the day. I think I paid $40 for that autograph or per autograph. So I got 2 or 3. I think I got 3. So that way I splurged a little bit, right?
yeah,
I got 1 for a friend. I got 2 for myself. And then it was a free picture with her with your phone or camera.
yeah.
And I did that. Now it's $120 per autograph, and you charge you extra. So it's very hard to justify the cause of going to a convention.
Yeah.
And I can understand it if you're going there for just one person.
Mhm.
And then you have celebrities that, and it's not on the celebrity when it comes to the pricing. It has to do with their management, their agency, and their publicist, plus whatever they worked out with the convention itself. They have to make money, honestly. And if they're not currently working, that is their source of income, everybody. So please don't hold it against the celebrity. But I can understand when somebody goes, Mark Hamill's charging $800 per autograph.
Man,
Well,
you're
the man is almost
times.
70.
yeah.
Yeah, he's almost 70. He's not showing up as much. He's not getting as many gigs. But
Yeah.
you know what? He's a good dude, and he won't be here around that long. If you think about it, give him another 20 years. You think he'll be around?
Yeah.
There's going to be a time where it's like, I had the moment where I could have met him.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't do it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had that happen like years ago. Like I think around the time I graduated, or sometime after I graduated, the Sapphire Valley Con here,
Mhm.
Jason David Frank what was gonna be there.
Oh my God. I met
Yeah.
him a couple of times and never got his autograph.
Yeah, I wasn't. I think I didn't have the money to go. It was either before. I think it was before I got a job. So
Okay.
also I didn't have the money to be like, oh, Jason David Frank, my favorite Ranger from the original series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was never able, and I don't think it ever came back to that con.
It's really sad too, because you don't know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. We've already lost how many Power Rangers within the years? What, 3 or 4? I think 4.
I know
Jason,
Trini,
and the
Trini.
Pink Ranger.
No, not the Pink Ranger. Tui Train or Trini was the yellow one. Original
Yellow one.
yellow.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
So it'd be
And the Red Ranger.
Not yet. No, wait. There was a Red Ranger. So it would be Tui Train, Jason David Frank, then fast forward to Ninja Storm. Shane, the actor for Shane,
Mhm.
and then the last one off the top of my head would be I forgot her name, but the White Ranger from Mystic Force.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that too. There's a
Oh,
whole documentary too about that too, everybody. You should
yeah.
check it out. It's on Netflix.
We cannot forget the important dad coded character, Ernie, Juice Bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
We can't forget him.
Not to go on a tangent on Power Rangers, everybody, and just to let you know about conventions, they are out there. G-Con's always out there. Keep your eyes posted. Like I had recommended before, check out G-Fan, the magazine. Dimitri has mentioned other magazines as well. There are other fanzines. And then, if you have the moment to do so, I took the advantage. I met all three suit actors who played Godzilla when they were alive at the same time. And I'm talking, this is over, 12, 13 years ago. I went on a whim. My friend really wanted to meet Hulk Hogan at the time. I had to go see all three Godzillas. I said, dude, I love Hogan just the same as you. Go ahead. God bless. Have fun. He went and did that. I sat online to meet all three Godzillas. I got autographs from all three Godzillas and pictures with each one of which is my Facebook page picture that Dimitri's laughing and smiling because it's Kenpachiro Setsuma. I have Haru Nakajima. I have Kitagawa as well. And those were the last of the suit actors that you got that played Godzilla. Even Gigan, Jet Jaguar, and all the others, even the Smog Monster at one point too. Some of these actors have come and gone, and all they were just stunt actors that got up in suits that weighed over 100 pounds and sweated their balls off just to entertain us and those 60s 50s to early 2000 films. And if you have the moment and chance to get to meet some of the Toho actors they're still around and you will see them at conventions, give them the time. Do go out there. They're older. They're really old at this point, and it's hard to come by. Even some of the directors of the film and special effects people make their rounds between the East Coast and the West Coast of the United States. Try to get out there and meet them if you can. They're great people. They do have translators, so keep that in mind. It comes a long way if you could speak a little bit of Japanese, but do so. And then on top of that, you do have the legendary actors themselves. You will still get Wyatt Russell hanging around at a convention. You still have all these other, Bryan Cranston. Ooh, Bryan Cranston was there for like half a moment in 2014.
and can't forget the mocap actors.
Yes,
like TJ Storm, who was Monster vs. Godzilla until Adam Wingard just kind of do away with him for whatever reason.
Yeah, but you could still get to meet them.
Yeah,
and they still will do like signings or let alone a panel where they'll talk about their work on those shows. So give it, some time. If you're really into it and you want to research it, go ahead. It's out there. So I highly recommend it. Go out there, go to conventions, show your support to some of these people who make these great films, and do that. So right now, let me throwing around some electrical tape that I have hanging around over my place. we're gonna move on to where to submit any feedback. So with that, we could be heard here on the Kaiju Cast as always. I could be heard on Panels to Pixels podcast, Sandman Cast, which is a cross collaborative podcast, as well as what we're doing here with Kaiju Cast with Podcastica. You could check out everything you could for us for Pyrocore Entertainment. Go to pyrocoreentertainment.com. Dimitri, where can they hear you?
You can hear me on the live show, Kaiju Rambles, and my currently on hiatus podcast, the K-First Podcast, where me and a few of my friends just gush about Godzilla stuff, like Godzilla games, Godzilla movies, Godzilla fan films, anything Godzilla, and
Awesome.
Kaiju in general.
Yep. It's awesome to always talk about and hang around, have fun. As always, like I said, you just go to PyroCoreEntertainment.com, follow the links for all the podcasts that I can be found on. Panels to Pixels podcast, Adrenaline Cinema podcast, Pyrocore Entertainment podcast, Kaiju Cast podcast. All of them will be there. All you have to do is click on them and follow us. For Podcastica, all you have to do, if you want to send a voice message, you could send that at talk@podcastica.com. If you head to podcastica.com, there's a handy voice message link. Just record yourself. Jason will get it back to me and I'll play it. You can check them out on social media. Facebook would be facebook.com/Podcastica. Twitter, you could find them, or X as it's called nowadays with the new kids and their fancy lingo, at Podcastica. On Instagram, at House Podcastica. And while you're there, if you haven't already checked all the other cool stuff that's on podcastica.com, check out all the other podcasts that are found there. Run for Your Lives, House Podcastica, Yellow Jackets, WTF, Still Slaying, a Buffyverse podcast, and a whole bunch more. I believe Jason is still continuing the saga of revisiting The Walking Dead and covering some of the past episodes there. And I believe they're on maybe season 4 or 5 at this point. So they're recovering that. And I think it's awesome to go back and re-listen and listen into the newer conversations they have after they've seen it before and covered it, but all the new thoughts that people have that haven't been on before. And I think it's really cool. We could be heard here on Kaiju Cast as always. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast player of choice. There are ratings or reviews. Please go out there, give us a rating or review. We greatly appreciate it. All 5 stars are always welcome. And your honest opinions. You could go to our Facebook group, facebook.com, Kaiju Cast Podcast. You could email us directly, kaijukastpodcast@gmail.com. All one word. It's in the links below. We can be found on Instagram at kaijukast_podcast. And we can be found on YouTube. All you have to do is search for Kaiju Cast Podcast. Give us a thumbs up, ring the bell to get notified when the new episode's up, and subscribe, and be greatly appreciated. We do get comments on that as well. So next we will be covering Monarch Season 2, Episode 7, entitled String Theory.
Shaw receives an impossible radio transmission. Kate and Keiko uncover an ancient link to Titan X. Isabel has a proposition for Kentaro.
Interesting. So string theory. That makes me think of the TV show The Big Bang Theory the whole time. I don't know why, but I'm waiting for Sheldon Cooper to come on going, I got a thought. But if you guys have thoughts, please send them our way. And we look forward to hearing you guys next time. So I just want to thank everyone for listening. I'm Mark.
And I'm Dimitri.
Don't get stomped on, everybody. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.